Yep.
We are live.
All right, well, if you are joining us, I don't think we have any viewers yet, but we'll start it out since the recording has started. Welcome to the introduction to Saltsha for PayProTec agents. We'll be starting here in about 4 to 5 minutes. We'll be talking about the features and showing you the features of the new Saltsha.com. So if you have questions, you can be interacting with me right here at nmanahan@paypromedia.com, whether tonight or anytime. You can email me. You can interact with me on Twitter at nkmanahan. And at all times, you can always email at info@saltsha.com, which goes to a variety of people. Mike Stetzel, the customer service representative for Saltsha, will be interacting and helping you guys out. So hopefully a few of you will be signing on. All right.
So keep this lower third up.
Yeah, keep it up the whole time. So in the room with me tonight is JT Jacobson. He'll be monitoring the cameras here, making sure that we all look good. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time nearly here. I think looked like several of you were Central, West, and Mountain and Western time that signed up today, if you remember to log in. And JT, I don't know what I'll do if no one logs in. I'm just saying we may not.
Just take off.
I'll probably do the spiel anyways, just in case somebody's watching and I can't. I don't know that I fully trust Google that they're telling us when people are logged in. But we sent out the email twice, and everybody got it once because a few people signed up today. And I think I get interaction. So if you're new to Google+, we're kind of trying these out. Google+ is, I think, gradually becoming the standard to how to do live hangouts, live webinars, because we can do live video and screen shares at the same time, and it's free. We can add in people to do direct interviews with remote different locations, and we can answer your questions live. So that's something we're hoping to be able to do, not just tonight, but lots of times as we continue to grow with Saltsha. Well, I just became much bigger screen. How'd that happen?
I switched your lower third.
Oh. Not sure. All right. We'll start here in about 3 minutes. I'm getting all prepped up here, ready to log in. All right. So JT, anybody signed in? Do you known viewers?
I don't know where to see them.
I think it's in, unless they've changed it since yesterday, it's in like the lower right-hand side, and it'll say number of viewers. But
it's 0 still.
Yeah. So we'll wait just a couple minutes, see if anybody signs in. We're here for you. We'll be doing this again next week at Tuesday, whatever that date is, the 6th. Is that the 6th? 5th? I don't know. It was in your emails. I know it's Tuesday at 1 o'clock, whatever that date is. And then gradually, you'll be getting emails. If you have logged in, do we have a viewer?
Tuesday the 5th.
Tuesday the 5th, thank you. So Tuesday the 5th. If you have registered for these Hangouts, you will now have a Saltsha.com. Mr. Mike Stetzel will be logging you in. He'll be sending you an user ID and password so you can access all the great things that we're going to be talking about that come with Saltsha. So that will be something that will be added to all the agents who get that. We'll talk about other features of Saltsha that are great tools for you as sales agents as you work with your merchants and continue to serve them and encourage them to use PayProTec services. All right, we'll give 1 more minute. Then I'll do a short spiel, and if anybody's watching.
No.
All right. If anyone's out there in the world that Google's not telling us about, hey, shoot me an email at nmanahan@paypromedia.com. I have my email up. I'm watching that. You can also tweet with me. I'm probably going to live tweet this. Hey, why not? It's pretty exciting to be out here. All right, we're going to start in 1 minute. We're just going to go for it. We'll make a quick description. Probably had a flash on. All right. Well, welcome to Introducing Saltsha on the Saltsha.com launch for PayProTec sales agents. As you may know, MyBizPerks has been around for 10 years. So like 7 years, I believe, actually. But really, in the last few years, it has not been updated. It hasn't gained the new web technologies, and really, most people have been opting out of it. And it's not been a useful service for your merchants or yourselves as sales agents. And PayProTec is committed to making sure you have the best products and tools to give to your merchants for the payment processing services all across the board, including things that they need to know about being a business owner and being a business manager. So MyBizPerks is now officially being replaced by Saltsha.com. And starting June 22nd, we started rolling in all new customers to PayProTec into the Saltsha.com platform. That means that if you have signed up any new customers, new merchants since that date, June 22nd, they are now no longer members of MyBizPerks, but they're members of Saltsha.com. Starting in about 2 or 3 months after we've done this for a little while, we'll start rolling over all our legacy PayProTec customers. We'll actually start rolling into becoming Saltsha.com customers. We're excited to be able to do that. We're going to gradually roll that in, make sure our system can scale, and make sure all the payment processing information is there on Saltsha.com. So today, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a quick overview of Saltsha.com. And let me have JT, who's running our stuff over here. I'm going to flip over here. I'm going to show you Saltsha.com. So this is the main page, and let me make sure we're up on the front page. And this simply says that our dream is to help small businesses grow. We realize that the majority of PayProTec customers are small and medium-sized businesses and are looking for ways to grow their business. And the reason they go with PayProTec is one of the things they can do is they can save a little money by not paying as much fees on their credit card processing. And you, as your sales agents, are jumping in there and selling PayProTec credit card processing and making sure they are saving money day to day. Well, we want to add another benefit to what comes with them as a PayProTec customer, and that is that they get a free membership for 30 days, and then for $9.95 a month, they get access to Saltsha.com. Now, what is Saltsha.com? Saltsha.com is simply a web portal that gives them their payment process, gives them access to the Academy, which is learning articles, all about all kinds of things that are business related, about videos and all kinds of material that would be hopefully extremely relevant to any of your small business owners that you're working with. So I'm going to give you a little bit of look here at Saltsha.com. This is the home page. Now there's two parts of Saltsha.com. You have the my.saltsha.com, which is the login section, which we'll look at here in a second. And you have this, what we call the front page. This is simply the site that anyone in the internet can go to by typing in Saltsha.com, and they can learn a little bit more. What is Saltsha? Here I'm scrolling down. You can read the blog articles every day. Usually 1 to 2 blog posts go up by our great content team that help us understand a little bit about the business world. There may be relevant stories. There's things about current news stories that are relevant to businesses. Here we see things about competition, men versus women. That was just posted this afternoon. I haven't actually even read that article yet. We see that Amazon hopes to cash in with their new wallet app. If you didn't know about that, this is a great place to come learn. Does office culture really matter? All these articles we think of do one of 3 things. They help small business owners and managers learn, they help them grow, or they help them stay current. And sometimes they do all of that in one article. There are literally now hundreds of blog posts that your clients and even pre-clients can go in and start reading, commenting, and interacting with. Now let me show you what becomes when you actually are a customer of Saltsha.com, and that's for all PayProTec merchants. They get a free 30-day trial. Now I'm going to log in here. You're going to see me. I'm going to log into my public password. So I'm going to put that password in here, and I'm going to log in. Sorry about this. LastPass decided to jump in there. LastPass is a great app. They should do a talking about that. There it's logged in, and you see here the dashboard. Now the dashboard has several different features. You see the left-hand side is a menu. You can actually collapse it by hitting this little line. I call it hamburger. I don't know what that thing is, the little cheeseburger line. You see that a lot in menu items. But you have the dashboard here, the academy, you have resources we'll talk about. You have mandatory things about credit card processing like PC compliance. You have transactional reporting, simply by clicking on that. And I don't have any transactional data, but I'm going to click on that and highlight what this is, because this is the base of what a Saltsha.com member gets to look at. They get to see their current data up to usually about 48 hours within of what's being processed through their terminals. In this case, you can sort through it in multiple ways. You can look at what just has happened today, what's happened yesterday, what's happened the last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, last month, and then if you want to go crazy, you can choose any custom range you want to. Because I don't have any data coming in here and says no results, what you find is you'll find that these are line graphs, and they'll tell you total sales, average sales, transaction detail, where it actually is a line item per transaction. What was the amount, what was the time of day, and you start making sure you understand what's going on with credit card processing. It's a really simple graphic way for your customers, your clients, your merchants to be able to look at their data as quickly as possible. Going along further down this left sidebar, you see that there's FAQ, the support section, and then always a way to get back to the base of Saltsha.com. I'm going to click on dashboard just to look at what you get when you get right in, you log into my.saltsha.com. The Saltsha Academy is a series of articles and videos that will help train, and we're over 1,000 different articles and videos that are available right here on the Saltsha.com. One of the things you can do is when you click on the Academy is you see there are tons and tons of Academy articles, and there's categories that will help you kind of dig a little deeper in certain sections. Let's say you're really interested in learning a little more about human resources. So I actually haven't read a lot of these articles in human resources, but you're going to see things that are relevant to topics about human resources. In this case, you see overcoming gender stereotypes in the workplace. Very applicable to HR, and that may be something that's interesting. You see a Meet the Writers article where it says, does your business need booze? Sometimes as you start putting policies together, as you grow your business, your merchants are looking for some of those answers. This one happens to be a video where we discussed with the person who actually wrote an article about this topic, Ashley, and you see myself there talking about what businesses can do with alcohol in business locations and what different businesses or policies are being put into place. All of these are right here. Now I'm going to click into, I'm just going to choose one. I'm choosing them randomly here. How should social media affect your hiring process? That's an interesting topic about the HR process. It's also applicable to social media, so it'd be connected in several different places. You'll see here that it's written on March 24th, 2014. It has Bethany Alcock, one of our content writers from Portland, Oregon, who does a great job writing some great content for the Saltsha.com platform. As you see, she's the author, and if I click on there, I can learn a little bit more about her. I'll do that, and it tells about different articles she's written. If you just love the way she writes, you can just look at articles that she's written. I'm going to click back here, You can also look at the related articles, how to build a community on social media, 5 ways to use Twitter for marketing, the CIA and Twitter, when and how to use growth hacking. There's all kinds of related articles that may, once you've read one article, you may say, I'm going to read others. Now, you may also look that there are other ways to use the Academy. Not everyone wants to sit and has the time to read articles. Maybe you just want to have a video playing in the background. Well, let me encourage you to go over and hit Saltsha video, where you're going to find our video library of literally now probably about 150 to 200 videos. You're going to see here there's several Informe shows, which is a nearly weekly show that we do just on social media and small and medium businesses, where we call it this Informe, a social media conversation. We're looking to empower and engage small businesses in social media to help people become more effective and get a better ROI on their social media use. You can watch those shows. Those are weekly. You can click on some of these My Biz stories. I'm going to click on this one. It's a My Biz story on precision lasers. This one's a short version. There's also a long version on the site. And you will see that you can look at precision laser services and sit down and watch. Just this one's a 13-minute video with Ed Ferrier, who is the owner and president of Precision Laser Services, and he will talk about his story, his ups, his downs. And these My Biz stories, we have a couple of them on our site. We have ones on 3 Crowns Coffee. We have ones on Nick's Kitchen. We have one coming up on Antiquology at some point. These are great resources for your merchants to learn from others some of the things that they're doing. We especially like to learn what are things that really help them grow. So as we continue to learn these things, I'm going to just jump in here. I'm going to jump over and just kind of look at how many viewers we have. I want to make sure if you have questions as I go through this, if you have any ideas, if you have things you want to talk to me, you can shoot me an email at nmanahan@paypromedia.com, and you can at any time interact with me. You can interact with me on Twitter at nkmanahan. I want to be able to answer your questions. There's also this Q&A app with this Hangout. We've yet to figure out if anyone has figured out how to use it. We believe that if you would ask a question through the Q&A app at Google Hangouts, you would be able to ask a question that way. I'm not exactly sure how that all works, but I know that I have my email open and I have my Twitter open, and if you would tag me in a question, we would be able to answer your questions during this presentation. All right, I'm going to jump back over to Saltsha.com and talk about just a few more things that you can do on the Saltsha.com platform. Now, here is Saltsha.com. We're going to go back to the dashboard, look at the big picture. One of the things I didn't point out earlier is right here on Saltsha.com, there's several different ways to interact with us. One, every time you go there, you're going to get a random assortment of articles that we believe might be relevant for you, and we're trying to give you the best articles every time. And so every time you come into the site new, you'll see this time it's social media articles, web marketing strategy articles, and then Saltsha video articles. It'll be different every time you log in. But you can also find ways to connect with us. And here's one of the things you can look at is we believe one of the best ways to connect with Saltsha is not just through the website, but through the social media outlets. And let me encourage you to yourself to be connected to Saltsha through Facebook, through Twitter, through LinkedIn, through Pinterest. We're using StumbleUpon. We're on Google+. But one of the ones I would say is make sure you're following us on Twitter, because Jimmy, who's doing our Twitter on Saltsha, it is great content. In fact, right on the homepage, you'll see our most recent tweets. Currently, just a few moments ago, we tweeted out a bank's gift demonstrates the power of small business innovation. You can find out an article there about SBA.gov. We tweet out all kinds of great content that are really interactive. Jimmy and others, I occasionally jump in there. We interact with literally hundreds of people every week, just trying to engage with other businesses and talk about real topics and things that we believe are applicable. Because that's what Saltsha is. It's about helping empower, engage small businesses, and it's just one more tool you as a merchant have to connect with your, you as a sales agent have to connect with your merchants. Now, as you go down, we've looked a little bit at the Academy, and we're going to make sure you have a login so you can do this too. Let me point out resources. This week we're going to be adding some more resources to the site, but I'm going to click on all resources. And what this is a way for us to highlight resources that could be applicable to a large variety of small and medium-sized businesses. You can see we Pay Anywhere Storefront, PayProTec, PayProMedia, Social Media Package. Those are on the top there. But as I clicked on this subject, and this is sorting by all resources, we can start looking at Trello and Boomer and Ballpark and Buffer and Bitly. And maybe you've never heard of any of these, and they have reviews, a lot of them, that are connected to it. Let's look at, I'm going to choose random one here. I'm going to choose open source software. I don't even know what we have in there. Let's find out. We have 3 different open source softwares that you can read reviews on. We have SourceForge, Ubuntu, and LibreOffice. Well, I've used LibreOffice. That's an interesting one. I don't think I left a review for this yet, so I'm going to do that. LibreOffice here is a free office suite. It is connected to things like OpenOffice. It's a Microsoft Office or Google Docs or Google Drive now competitor. It's free to the download, and you get word processing. And we can see that Scott, Ryan, Leilani, Jacob, and Curtis have all talked about LibreOffice. Here's LibreOffice doesn't, Curtis says LibreOffice doesn't have all the bells and whistles that Microsoft Office does, but it's a great free alternative. Jacob says LibreOffice does what I need, though not as well as the Microsoft or Apple's Office software. Still, for freeware, LibreOffice provides a good experience that meets my needs. And then here's just started to use this, works better than OpenOffice. Leilani says, still prefer to use Google Drive to LibreOffice at this point. But these are real honest comments about LibreOffice. And any of us, when you are signed in, can leave a review. And you simply click leave a review. We can see what we can click right here in the green button, and if I click on that, we would be able to say go right to the website. There are roughly, I think, about 150 resources that are tagged and connected here right now on this platform. We're going to be adding literally dozens more. We're going to do that regularly. If you have ideas, if your merchants have ideas, we'd love to hear about it. We want to put them up, and we hope that you'll jump in there and review, and your merchants will jump in there and review, because we want to see this as a platform to sharing, getting interaction, making sure people know what's going on, and not just being, hey, this is what you should use, but saying this is why, and this is how other people are using it. So this is yet one more way that Saltsha.com is hopefully giving great value to your merchants. Going on, I'm going to look at the FAQ. These I'm not going to go through all the questions, but we, I think, have a couple dozen FAQ questions. I forgot, let me click on here. But the FAQ simply will give you the frequently asked questions that people might want to do. It looks like I'm stalling out just a little bit here. I'm going to go back to the dashboard and see. There we go. Let's see if I can get over here to the FAQ. Some moments it always works a little slow when you're live on camera here. But the FAQ has a series of questions with what is Saltsha, account settings, how they can change their membership, what the tiers mean, Saltsha tiers. I'll click on that. Can I try Saltsha for free? Are upgrades and new features available? And then you can always click on the upper right-hand corner on any of the screens when you're on my.saltsha.com and click and see your profile. When you do that and you see my profile, you'll log in and you'll see what their current subscriptions are. In this case, I have no active Saltsha subscriptions, but I did have the free 30-day trial, and it happens to be that here is my billing address and my shipping address. Now, let me give you a little bit of insight on what's coming on Saltsha, because one of the things that we're really excited is this is a platform, unlike MyBizPerks, that's built to be able to grow and grow quickly as we're able to add new features. One of those new features is going to be something that we will need your shipping address for. Why? Because we're in the next few weeks going to be launching the Saltsha store. The Saltsha store will be a place for your merchants to go in and buy monogrammed, connected things like pens. You can get embroidered polos, you can get screen t-shirts, you can get all kinds of stuff, and they can send their logo and get a customized different things with their logos on it. And it's a great way, a quick way for merchants to be able to do that. It's a competitively priced product, and right here, the same place they go to find out how much they processed in credit card transactions yesterday, they can also jump on and order 5 t-shirts for their employees, or 10 polos, or a set of business cards, or they can connect and actually interact with the people that are running the Saltsha store and find some more products. If you have ideas of things that should be on the Saltsha store, we'd love to hear your ideas. That's going to be something that's going to be rolling out. All this on Saltsha is going to keep growing. We need you to help us tell your new merchants about Saltsha.com. We also really need you to make sure when you're filling out new merchant applications to get their email address. Why? Because one of the ways we're going to be interacting with them is through their email address. Not only will they be able to log in with their email address, but they'll get 2 to 3 emails a week from us, from Mike Stetzel, who's kind of like their personal coach, and helping encourage them and coming alongside them, who has lots of years of business experience, and he's going to help people through his emails. We're also going to be sending out a little weekly email. It'll go out the first one tomorrow, and if you're on our Saltsha.com, you would get that email tomorrow. That will tell you what the newest and hottest articles are on the Saltsha platform, so you can know these 5 articles. We may post 20 to 25 in the week, but these 5 articles are the ones that we believe may be most relevant to you, and we'll send you an email newsletter just talking about that. One of the struggles we're having right now with new clients and new merchants is that sales agents are not getting that email address. It's not a required piece at this point, but it's something that it's really helpful. And why should you do it? Because at the end of the day, now with the new Saltsha.com versus what happened with MyBizPerks, when they have their first billable month, which is the 2nd month of being on Saltsha.com, and they're charged $9.95 a month for that, 20% of that will go back to you. As a sales agent, that's a great opportunity to see your dozens of sales or merchants get something back when they're on Saltsha.com, and you receive something back for doing that. At this point, I don't know that there are any people out there asking any questions, so I'm going to look around here. I'm making sure my email is up there. I've gone through most of the things. What we really want you to do is get your user ID, get your login, and start playing around. Follow us on Twitter. Ask us questions. You can email me at any time at nmanahan@paypromedia.com. Read the articles, comment on them. One of the things I didn't show is that every one of these articles has a comment section, and you can leave a reply. You'll be logged in. You can see I'm logged in. And if I leave a comment on this article, this is an article on the CIA and Twitter. Now, that's an interesting article. I have not read this one yet. And if I have something that I think could add to a conversation, I will be able to put a comment there. And then there's these 2 little checkboxes I love to see people use. It says notify me of follow-up comments by email and notify me of new posts by email. The new post by email is simply every time there's a new post in that thread, you'll get an email saying this person posted a new post. The comments one is what I think, because this kind of creates a forum that's email driven, that people can start interacting with one another and saying, hey, you know what, this is what I think, this is what I think is better. We would love to interact with you in any way that we possibly can. If you want to do that through comments, we'll find you and we'll interact with that way. If you want to do that through email, through Twitter, any of those features, we'd love to do that. I think I'm going to log off here. We've gone through all the different features of Saltsha.com. We'll make sure that a portion of this is available. We'll email this to you next week, and it will tell you exactly what's going on with Saltsha.com. You'll be able to watch this video. We'll probably record the last one, which is 3rd time. If you aren't watching today but you want to watch next week, we'll be doing this August 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we'll be again right here on the Google Hangouts live chat, and we'll be interacting with you. So thanks for watching. If you've been watching, hope that we've answered a few of your questions. This is the new Saltsha.com. We're really excited about it and hope you'll join us and really jump in, use it. It'll be great. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.